Come
on. Our first date in the house. Oh my God, I hope you're not playing with my heart and toiling with me, for real.
No. Why would I do that? Do I ever do that?
All the time.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Oh my God, that was crazy.
Interesting.
I was just like, what?
I didn't know you would miss me. I thought you'd be like, yeah, right, girl. Go home.
You're part of my storyline in this house. You are my storyline. You are my, like, there's no way they would not think of me, they would think of Kola and Sean and don't think of Dede. So I was just like, what am I, like, okay, so what am I to do now? Like...
You did some happy today.
When I see him, Imisi is a threat to my success. See, if I see Imisi like this, see, I would prefer to have a two-man team and delete her than to have her on my team. I swear. If I could, if he has no strength. Okay, yes, she's creative, but see, she's creative, yes, but she's not disciplined.
Well, the last 24 hours has been underwhelming because Big Brother needs to go back to the drawing board. What is he doing, really? I'm going to be dragging the production crew today because I don't even know what is going on. We're seeing storylines left, right, center, and they are not giving it to us how we want it. Like, the shock value is just not there. But we'll be talking all about Rude Boy, Dede, and Joanna's return, the housemates' reactions, and of course, there is a bit of Faith and Imisi also stirring up too. We are seeing the ship between Coen and Isabella, okay? With now Dede returning to the house, let's see what will come out of that. The whole bestie and friendship and all of that. Don't forget you're still watching BBNaija updates here on Leadership TV. I'm Cynthia Anondo. I love to bring you the updates from the house. Of course, it's season 10 over 10. And the housemates are, giving us a healthy dose of drama. We saw Dede, Rude Boy, and Joanna come back into the house, and I asked myself, what is Big Brother doing? What is this? We've witnessed where he, used this kind of strategy in previous seasons. I remember, Nini and Saga, when Nini just disappeared. She just disappeared. No, we couldn't find her, and Saga was crying for days, and then she just reappeared on her bed, and everybody was asking, where have you been? And she said, I've been sleeping. I've been in the house. And she just denied everything. We've seen people fake evicted, and then they just come in at a point where the housemates did not even expect. I can give Big Brother 1001 ways he could have brought Joanna and Dede back into the house. Not this way, honestly. It was just overwhelming and annoying. It's like they got tired of them in the secret room and they just said, okay, just leave. Let us watch this clip of their return, and then we'll come back to talk more.
Miss us because we didn't miss you.
I told you guys. I told you guys.
Where are you going? I don't see where they go. If you don't see where they go. I'm in rush hour. Where's Rude Boy?
Where's Rude Boy? Who's Rude Boy?
Who's Rude Boy?
Do we know him?
Cut the cameras.
You guys know. Where's Rude Boy?
Anyways, we're back. Did you miss us?
Yeah.
Culture!
You're not culturing culture. They came into the house holding snacks and they were like, we are back. Did you miss us? And I'm thinking, surely, Big Brother, there has to be another way. There has to be a different way you could do this. Not bringing them through the back door like they were just not, really evicted. And knowing that the housemates have been debating with themselves if it's real, if it's fake. Some of the housemates don't even believe that they were really, evicted. Like, it wasn't given. Although some of them were in tears, people like Culture and, Zita. But there are some people like Sultana, Isabella that have been quite doubtful of how genuine the, eviction have been. But then knowing that Dede and maybe Joanna have not really had the best of relationships with people in the house, the welcome back was kind of like, okay. We had some people at the snooker, Mensan, Coen, and it was like they didn't even feel anything. They weren't even welcomed with excitement. It was like, okay, yeah, my doubts are my doubts have been cleared. But Rude Boy had quite a very different welcome. And asking myself, Rude Boy, what did you put in your stew? What did you give to this housemate? They were, jumping excited. They were so happy to see him, they were jumping on top of him. Let us just watch this and then I'll come back and we'll compare and contrast why the comeback of these people are quite different. Okay, let's talk about why the reactions to these three people are quite different. Dede and the relationships she has had in the house have been quite surface level. I don't think she has put a lot of energy into making friends. And the funny thing about the Big Brother game is to move ahead, you actually have to have people on your side. Of course, a lot of people love to play solo and do the whole, I'm a lone soldier, I came alone, I'll go alone. But looking at the years in this game, we know that having people by your side, it's going to do you some sort of good. But we've seen Dede and her three fishes. And the fact that, we didn't really get that, dousing welcome like I expected. Just maybe from Kola alone. But Jason J, he was quite indifferent. Coen, even before Dede was evicted from the house, they had their own squabble. They weren't even speaking on the day she was evicted. So it was quite funny to see his reaction. He had this indifferent look on his face, like, oh, I don't care. They didn't even really have like a good conversation. So moving on to Joanna now, she's somebody that doesn't really have that, strong ground in the house. Of course, she has that thing with Faith. But then looking at the rest of the housemates and the reaction and the relationship that they have, I think it was just based on how these people feel about you. And when you are brought back into the house, that's the reaction you get. But Rude Boy, has this sense of, he's this kind of egbon. Everybody goes to him. He gives advice. He's for everybody and for nobody. He has, grounded himself in that house to the point that his absence was quite felt. And when he just, walked into the house, you could see the welcome. Everybody was happy. He's like the house. He's the life of the party, in the party, in the house. He's this kind of like an everybody person. He's a people person, I would say. That's why the reactions are quite different. So people have been dragging Dede and talking about the energy she has put into relationships. It's not just about saying, okay, people are after me, people want to date me in the house. The value of the friendships you've made, how useful are those, friendships to you moving forward? Because when you say you have friends, but they are very surface level, it's just a waste of time, because at the end of the day, those people cannot even be there for you in your time of need. Okay, even before she left the house, she was having her thing with Mide and the whole comparison, and Mide speaking behind her back and Ebuka revealing that. So that kind of strained their friendship. So before she was even evicted, we didn't really see that sister thing between them. She kind of moved on to Joanna, and then leading into Joanna picking her for the secret room, the soft life enjoyment and all of that. So let's move on from that now and talk about the reactions of some of the housemates. But what stands out to me yesterday was Kola. We saw Kola all happy, all loved up with Dede. He was so excited, and I was also shocked because Dede that used to be uptight and, I don't care with Kola, like, okay, don't do that. Don't talk about my this. Don't touch me. Don't try to kiss me. Don't hug me. She's always so aloof whenever she's around him, but she kind of let her guard down yesterday and she allowed him to get closer to her. They hugged like a million times. Kola was just, kissing her all over her body. I was like, is this the Dede that I know? Dede would never, allow Kola to even come close to her if it's Dede of, before she left the house. But she was so laid back and she just allowed him do his thing. And then he said, okay, before we left, we were talking about the picnic. I can't wait to do all of that with you. And then she said, oh, if you ask me to marry you now, I will say yes. They're just so loved up and it's just so cute to see. But I'll still come back to drag Gola. I'm coming, guys. Don't think I'm here talking about sheep or anything. No. Everybody that knows me knows that this Kolade or Kodeship, you guys know I don't support it. I don't support it, and I'll give my reasons. But let us watch this video of Kola and Dede all loved up, even telling her, "You're my storyline in this house. I'm happy that you are back." You know, he said it in a very sarcastic way, but I don't really know if people understand the dangerous undertones of that word. But let us watch, you know, them being loved up, and then we'll come back and discuss.
I'm watching us.
I'm really strong.
How did you survive without me?
I beg you. Survive.
Sure.
How about you feel? That's really long plan. Isabella? Hey, Kim, look here.
Our first date in the house. Oh my God, I hope you're not playing with my heart and toiling with me, for real.
No. Why would I do that? Do I ever do that?
All the time.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh my God, that was crazy.
Interesting.
I was just like,
I
what?
didn't know you would miss me. I thought you'd be like, yeah, right, girl. Go home.
You're part of my storyline in this house. You are my storyline. You are my, like, there's no way they would not think of me, I don't think of, they would think of Kola audition, and don't think of Dede. So I was just like, what am I, like, okay, so what am I to do now? Like...
You did seem happy today.
What is it?
You seemed really happy today.
How? Seeing you?
No, before I came in.
Should we watch it then?
No, it wasn't.
So how do you know I seem very happy?
Don't say that.
All you Kode shippers or Kolade shippers that have been jubilating and happy and all of that since yesterday, I just want you guys to put a pause. Just hold break first. Let me go back to the diary sessions Big Brother had with them, you know, yesterday, and he was speaking about how they felt about the 3 housemates that had left and who they would love to bring back. The majority of the house surprisingly wanted to bring back Rude Boy, you know, and I didn't even really get a reaction or an answer of Dede, except maybe from Mide. You know, she said she was unhappy that they were not really on good terms before she left, but she would love to bring, you know, Dede back. Dede was her best girl. She misses her and all of that. So Kola also talked about Sabrina, saying bringing Sabrina back into the house. So I don't understand seeing Dede yesterday and kissing her, being all loved up. But you didn't mention her in the diary room when Big Brother asked you the question. So what kind of fake life is that? You know, saying one thing and doing something else. So this, you see this Kola guy. I don't like people that say one thing and do something different. So I'm not putting my foot, I'm not even going to dip my foot into this kind of ship that they are not even sure of each other. And Dede on her own part, you know, she's kind of playing her own game. We know being in the secret room had given her some time to re-strategize. And my girl is back and she will give it to people in a very, very shocking way. We watched her conversation, a conversation she had with Rude Boy concerning Kola, and Rude Boy was kind of like encouraging her. Oh, Kola likes you, he'll do anything for you. This, he really likes you. He even said outside this house he wants to run things with you and all of that. So I don't know if that conversation with Rude Boy was kind of what softened her a bit to, you know, be receptive to Kola, but I don't really trust Kola. And then that word he said, you are my storyline. Guys, this one that you people are calling Kola Saga and other Pro Max, this boy knows what he's doing. No, don't take him for the love-sick puppy that he's showing you people that he is. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing upstairs. All right. We know that the few days that these housemates were out of the house, there were calls and people complaining online that the house was boring and blah, blah, blah. And when people mention and say it's because Dede, Joanna, Rude Boy is not in the house, so people were dragging them. Let me tell you, my sister Dede has how many connections in that house? We're talking about her connection with Coen, her connection with Kola, her connection with even Jason J. You know, Jason J has something going on with Dede, even there's a sprinkle of Joanna and then Sultana. So no matter how people want to lie, okay? Content is content. So when you take one person that has, you know, a triangle or a rectangle or a square or whatever with so many people, you've taken away content from the house. And that's why the house seemed boring for a few days. You people should just tell yourselves the truth. That is just it. But I don't really like Kola saying it out, you know, you're my storyline, you know, I'm happy to have you back and blah, blah, blah. Guy, just calm down. We know all of you in this house are playing games, but just be calm with it. But I want to see what Kola and Dede have for us this week. I'm excited though. I'm rubbing my hands together. She allowed him to like kiss her and do lovey, lovey, lovey with her yesterday. Let's see how this is going to be moving forward. Is she going to go and chase after her her fishes that have run out of the net? But let us wait and see where that is going to lead. But another person that surprised me yesterday was Koen. I was surprised, I don't understand. Before Dede was evicted from the house, she and Koen had their little misunderstanding, which I'm not really conversant with what the reason for that, blowout between both of them was. It was just like silent treatment here and there. But before even Dede was evicted, we were seeing something between him and Isabella, the whole underground blanket movement in the night. But Dede being evicted kind of like intensified it. So it was not like an everyday issue. Isabella was always on Koen's bed, the touches, the kisses, the, under the duvet movement kind of, intensified. And then when Dede walked in yesterday with Joanna, we saw culture, even Mensan kind of like pulling Koen's leg, like, okay, the main person don't come back, talking to Isabella, like, the main madam don't come back, so no more honey for you. I don't know how you are going to do this. And Koen just had this indifferent, look on his face, like, I don't care. What's it happen? Is that my business? And all of that. I'm like, what is this guy's issue? What is your problem? Really? He had this very indifferent look on his face. Him and Dede didn't speak. He didn't go to speak to her. He was just on the snooker board with Culture and then Mensa, and they were talking. And at a point, he went to the kitchen to talk to Isabella and said, okay, don't react to anybody. I'm hearing people saying that you are not happy that Dede is back. Because when Dede came back into the house, I know Mide was one of the people that were really excited to see her. She jumped on her, they hugged her and all of that. And then they started gossiping, in a way. And Mide told Dede that Isabella and Sultana were not happy that she was back in the house. So somehow Koen heard that and he went to tell Isabella, I heard this, that they said you are not happy to see Dede back. So don't react, don't say anything, just mind your business and all of that. And I'm wondering, like, why are you on edge? Why are you so agitated, really? Because Dede is back, and then you know that you have intensified your romance or your under the duvet movement with Isabella. So why do you feel guilty, like you're doing something wrong? If you want to do something, you do it with your full chest. Both of you have decided that you are besties, that's Dede and Koen, and you are having a very physical, a bit sexual relationship with Isabella. So why are you acting like you are somebody caught doing something wrong? If you want to do something, just do it with your full chest. But the yesterday night was just very, very awkward. You could see on some people's faces that, these people that came back, they're not happy. Forget all this shock. When it happened, they were shocked. So, big brother, it's not like that. So many of them were not happy that they were back. And Isabella trying to, mark the new territory she had with Koen. She went and asked him, Koen, what bed will I sleep on this night? Should I sleep on my bed? Should I sleep on your bed? That's what this reaction, and then we'll come back.
And you said the patient will come back. So it's gonna come up, and so we don't see anything.
I'm not going to say anything. That's so cheap, though. Yeah.
Now you know. My Isabella and I are fearful.
So I sleep on my bed. I sleep on my bed.
Go. Now you know. My Isabella and I are fearful.
So I sleep on my bed. I sleep on my bed.
Isabella is one person that made it quite clear from day one in that house that she is here to ship. She has tied her game and her strategy to a man. So that was why when Kaikumi left, it was almost like she was floating. She didn't know her next reaction. She didn't know what strategy to use because she came into the house with the strategy of shipping. That, I'm going to enter a ship. I'm going to be in a relationship in the house. And that is the funny thing. When you tie your strategy to something like that, and probably the person gets evicted, so you become so lost that you don't even know where to start from. He had to take Ebuka asking her that question on a Sunday eviction night. Like, Isabella, because Kaikumi left, it seems like you lost your balance. That question kind of woke her up from her slumber because A week or two after Karikumi left, Isabella stopped dressing up. She stopped looking good. She stopped doing her makeup. She was just so down and, you know, depressed. And it was almost like she didn't know how else to carry on in the house. And that question from Ebuka kind of, you know, made her to try to think of something else. And then she started thinking of Bright. Bright, I like Bright. She started trying to, you know, infiltrate Bright and Mide's ship. And that one, it did not work for her. So I think she's going to hold on to this Coen strategy very strongly because number one, the Dede factor is there. Dede being, you know, Coen's friend. They were being very close. You know, Coen makes breakfast for her. After the party, Coen cleans her makeup. You know, they were really tight. And then she coming in with Coen now. So she'll feel like, okay, I'm scattering a ship. Whether it's friendship, it's bestieship or whatever. At least I'm giving strategy. I'm giving content. So you see this Coen, Isabella is going to hold him as tight as super glue. She's not going to let him go because she feels she's giving content. You know, she's taking him away from his friend. She's doing under the duvet movement or whatever with him. So in her mind, I know she's very happy and she feels, okay, I'm giving content. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And Coen, being who he is, he's also somebody that have been watching from the day one in the house. I don't know Coen's strategy. I can't put a finger on him and say, okay, this is what this guy is for. But I remember back when, you know, after Ebuka exposed Dede and her fishes comment, he made a comment to Culture and some other guys and said, okay, I'm close to Dede just to know her strategy. You know, whenever you want to get close to an enemy, whenever you want to deal with somebody, you get close to them. So he had made it. Sometimes he says things behind her back that makes me second guess him, like, okay, you know, this is somebody to watch out for. He's so close to her. He does nice things for her. But when she's not there, he says some kind of mean and strange things about her. Like, okay, I'm close to her. I'm trying to use her. I'm trying to know what her strategy is. I'm even trying to be a part of her strategy. It's part of my own strategy. So everybody should be using each other for strategy. But it was very awkward between Dede and Coen yesterday. We didn't really see them, you know, we didn't really see them having any sort of conversation. But late at night, they had a conversation. But before that, let's talk about Sultana and Isabella dragging Big Brother. They said, Big Brother, this thing is very, very, which kind nonsense be this one self? And Isabella was, you know, speaking about the fact that Big Brother didn't release the housemates well. That should have done it on a Sunday. They would just show up and surprise them and all of that. And Sultana was talking about the housemates being actors. That's Dede, Joanna, and Ruboy. I said, oh, Big Brother, you need to get better actors. These ones, they didn't do it properly. But let us watch this and we'll come back to talk more on Coen and Dede.
Sunday, as these two are going, as it would have been really nice. The acting set was boring. It was Ruboy. It was just...
The way they came inside, I mean, they're just like
Biggie.
Biggie, for carry better actors, but now then pick on. Now why?
Biggie, you have done better.
Now then pick on, now why?
Two-Face say, if nobody talks about you.
Me, I come back. If I see anything when you talk, I go first look you, ask you, why the fuck? It's all good.
I don't care. Oh, boring. We're on a show. That's the part of the show. Talk, gossip, shout. Everything is the show.
Big Brother is definitely doing something wrong if these housemates are not even shocked by, you know, whatever he's trying to pull. That means he has failed somewhere and he needs to go back to the drawing board, honestly. Big Brother, this particular thing you did, I'm going to drag you. Wherever you are, you might be watching this. You don't do well at all. Go back. Go back and plan something better because this one was not given at all. There are 1,000,001 ways you could have brought those housemates back into the house that would give that shock. You know, just sending them through the back door, it wasn't just giving. Big Brother, what is it? Please, just wake up. Wake up. But talking back to Coen and Dede, at night we saw Dede going to Coen's bed to kind of wake him up and say, okay, I need to talk to you. You know, I want to talk to you. And then he stood up and then they went to the closet area. And then she said, how have you been since I've left? You know, you've been having fun, maximum fun. I said, yes, I've been having maximum fun. The conversation was just very, very funny. But I don't know what Dede has up her sleeves. Let us watch and see. But listen to this conversation first and then we'll talk more.
just want you to know that you're beginning to look very
Blurry.
blurry to me. That's nice. I'm glad you're good. I'm glad you're having fun.
Yeah.
Maximum fun.
Yeah, maximum fun.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting to know. That's nice.
Dede, come on. Will they come now? Just sleep.
What's that? Oh. You don't want to sleep?
I slept off.
Oh, so you don't want to sleep this night? Okay.
Do you want to fill me in? You're giving that smile of, you know that smile. You're giving that stupid.
I don't still understand why Coen ignored Dede all through when, you know, the early evening when she came back. I didn't go to talk to her. And then he had to take Dede going to wake him up from his bed before they could not have a conversation. I really don't see this housemate. I don't even understand what goes on in their mind. But let us just, you know, sit and we don't know what they have up their sleeves. I wonder what Dede even sees in him that she wants to make sure, oh, they have a conversation. Somebody that ignored you throughout when you were released from your eviction. And you are the one that now goes to talk to him and say, I want us to have a conversation. Look, I really don't know what her plan is, but there's just some things that are just so annoying. Somebody ignored you all the way when you were released from the eviction or whatever, and then you have to be the one to go and walk up to that person and have a conversation. I don't know where she's going with this, but let us watch and see. This morning, Faith had an entire rant about Imisi. And Imisi was on her bed sleeping, oh. She didn't know somebody was ranting about her. Faith went on and on and on about Imisi is a threat to his success. He hates Imisi being in his group. He doesn't like to work with Imisi because she's lazy. You know, she's not reliable. She's not disciplined. She's not somebody that you can give a task to and then she'll perform it. Let us watch his rants and then we'll come back to talk more on them.
Everything. Like I'm telling you, she's a threat to my success. When I see Imisi is a threat to my success. See, if I see Imisi like this, see, I would prefer to have a two-man team and delete her than to have her on my team. I swear. If I could, if there's no strength. Okay, yes, she's creative. But see, she's creative, yes. But she's not disciplined. She's not disciplined. Bro. See, you cannot depend on someone that is not disciplined.
I get where you're coming from, but that girl has her strength. And she's trying.
But she's always on serious. I'm telling you that on my competition, they said she should limbo. See, they said she should limbo. She went backwards twice. Oh God! They said limbo. Do like this. She was.
If you don't get an idea of this thing,
they showed her.
See, I don't want you to judge her based on.
At the end, she was not laughing.
The fact that everybody was laughing when he was on this rant even makes it the more funnier because nobody countered him, nobody stood up for her, nobody said you are lying, nobody said, oh, this is not who Imisi is. They were just laughing because they know that what he's saying is the truth. Imisi is one very funny character in the house, but then I don't know if this is what she's putting up for the Big Brother game or this is who she really is. Imisi hates authority. She hates being told what to do. If you tell her, keep this cup here, Imisi will decide in her mind that because you told her to keep this cup here, she's going to keep the cup on top of. She just doesn't like being told what to do. And that is the exact opposite of who Faith is. Faith is structured. Once he wakes up in the morning, he knows what he's going to do till the end of the day. He said that is how he was trained. That's the advice his father gave to him, and that's what he has been following. So you see these two people that are quite different. That's what makes the Big Brother game very, very interesting because people from all walks of life coming together, jamming heads together, trying to learn each other and trying to enforce their own rules and regulations of life on each other. And then you just have this blowout where somebody will be ranting. Imisi is on her bed sleeping, oh. But there he is shouting and screaming. She's this, she's that, she's not disciplined. It's not going to take anything away from her. When you are living in a house with 20-something other people, you just have to learn to live with them the way they are because you keep ranting and shouting and just wasting your energy. But Imisi is quite a difficult person to live with. When it comes to kitchen, even food, tax, you always see her on the other side of the divide. When they give an instruction, people in a group should do this, you find out that Imisi is countering it. You know, she said, I cannot do this. I cannot follow the rules. No, I want to do it my own way. This is my own way, and I must do it my own way. So it makes everything really, really hard. We've seen clash between Faith and Imisi, you know, while he was head of house, and they were dragging the gallon of kerosene. Like the whole day, it was just really, really chaotic. And Imisi goes out of her way to make Faith's life a living hell, because she has seen that he is quite the opposite of her, and he calls out on her bad behavior. And then she makes sure she goes the extra mile to look for his trouble, to make him shout. But Faith, you will shout for eternity, because this is who Imisi is. I am not supporting bad behavior, but when you find yourself in this environment, in order to live in peace, you know, not to give yourself headache, just live with people the way they are. Of course, people come with their own characters, their own bad behaviors. People were raised in different ways. But you will shout, You will shout and shout and shout, and you'll be tired. Because how will you say you don't want to be in the same team with Imisi, blah, blah, blah. You don't want to work with her. You will have to work with her, because this is a Big Brother game. So there's nowhere for you to run to. You just have to make it work. But I'm excited for what this week has to, you know, offer. I'm looking forward to some Dede and Kola. I'm also looking forward to Coen and Isabella, the new sheep. Let's see where that's going to lead to. And of course, today is just Thursday night pool party. And don't forget that I'll be back tomorrow with more updates from the Big Brother house. Please do well to follow us on all our social media platforms: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And don't forget to leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Tell us how you felt about the release of Ruboy, Dede, and Joanna. If it had that shock effect on you, I'd love to know that. I'm still Cynthia Onwado. I'll be back tomorrow with more updates from the Big Brother house. Bye.
Be part of our brand. Leadership for God and country. Be part of our brand.